right? Okay, so the first attitude that we're going to have, I'm going to just ready to go like this. Okay, so this is my first pose here. So what you can do from this pose is you can exaggerate it, right? So I'm standing pretty much straight up and down, but there's nothing to say that you can't. I'll just push myself a little bit further, but I can't hold it because I'll be slightly off balance. But what you can do is take the foot back like this, push the pelvis further forward, pull the chest up into this direction here, so we got almost like a superhero type pose, like the character's going to be very confident in what they're doing. Arch the back a little bit, okay, and they're looking down at the box. Okay, they're not looking out into space. They're looking down at the box like they're going to get ready to do something. So you have the one foot back like this, if you want to. You know, slightly forward. You decide on the adjustment of the way you want the foot. If you want to, you can have your character standing parallel to it. This is a slight 3/4 front view, by the way. So we can rotate this around a little bit, just for the camera's point of view. It'll look something more like this. Okay, so your character will be standing ready to go. Okay, so do a quick sketch of this pose. Looking for the lines of action. Don't forget your anatomy stuff. So we're going to have curve going this way for the shin, reversing the curve on the thigh here, arch the back, positioning of the arms, maybe throwing the shoulders back a little bit further, putting the elbows back a little bit further like this. Okay. Another option would be to have your arms crossed like this. Put your hands on your hips, as opposed to the knuckles on the hips. Okay. So there's a bunch of different variations that you have with this type of a pose. All right. Okay, next person. He's going to ignore me. You're up. Give me an attitude, man. Yep. Yeah, do I have to? Yep. Smack you around. Attitude. I want an attitude. You really don't want to lift this weight, do you? Okay, show me that you really don't want to lift this weight. I just grabbed you and I'm saying I want you to lift this really heavy box. You really don't want to do this. What kind of pose are you going to take to show me that you really don't want to do this? Okay, that's good. Okay, so draw him in that pose. Now look at the positioning of his body, how his hip is back further, his shoulder is back further. So it's different from the pose that I assumed, where I had my chest forward and out, looking very confident. In this one here, he's pulling away from the box. Right? So the overall attitude is, no, don't want to go anywhere near this box, have no interest in this whatsoever. Just hold that for a couple more seconds. Again, look at the positioning of the arms, of the cross. The shoulder, notice the one shoulder is down slightly further than the other. We've got a nice line of action running through here. Shoulders are on an angle here. Crisscrossing of the arms. Even the attitude of the head. Okay. Pulling away. Foot going down. And the flaring of the feet. Okay, that's good. All right.
More than lonely.
Just do a tired one.
All right, tired. How appropriate. Right? Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you're sagged. Okay. It's completely sagged like. Okay, if I really have to, but I don't think I can do it. Okay, so line of action now. Notice the leg, the angle here. Nice curvature in there, but it's sweeping right up and through and down through the arms. Okay, so a nice looping curve coming through there, forming an S curve really. So we've got a C curve going through the body, rolls over to the shoulders. You can see how the shoulders are pushed forward there. Can you push them forward anymore? Yeah. So nice roll on the shoulders there, coming up through the head, looking down, and you can see how the arms, the primary line in the arms is going this way, and then it reverses curve going out this way and down through the fingertips. Okay. So you've got a nice S curve running through the arm as well. So those are the types of lines that I want you to put into your drawing. Okay, looking for the primary line of action through the spine. Sometimes it runs through the foot and out through the neck. adding on the other part. So looking for that angle in here as well. You remember in my drawing what I did was I put the crosshairs on the face to get the rotation of the head and the angle, the direction that the character is looking in. So put something like that into your drawing as well. Okay, good. You okay, man?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I want one more. Everybody got another one that's really cool? Good one? All right, George. George is just itching to get up here.
It's like,
That's it?
yeah, you're just
Okay, okay, all right. Okay, so hold the pose. Okay, so scratching the head type of thing, wondering, contemplating, what is the weight of this thing? I know I got to do it, but I'm just not sure of how heavy this thing is. So again, line of actions running through. This one's got more of an S curve to it. See how the leg comes up here, forming this curve, and then into the body, up and around this way. So the shoulders are forward, the hips are back slightly, the leg is coming forward through here, and then the positioning of the arms, the tilt of the head, nice line of action over here on the arm. Let me just pull this over here so we can see her. No, you don't have to turn. I just want to be able to see her off. See how the arm comes down and leaves there, another nice S curve running through there. Okay. Just hold that for a few more seconds. Okay, that's good. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the getting ready pose where we step forward and we're standing over top of the box. So, Lana, come on up. What, me? Okay, so I want you to stand in front of the box. Okay, you don't have to assume any attitude or anything like that, but now what I want you to do is I want you to take a couple of steps forward. So you're over top of the box. Get your feet, no, not not on the box. No, you weren't here for the first part. You need to have your feet, put your toes on either side of the front corner of the box there, right? Okay, so now, that's your position that you're going to step forward into it. So now, in the ready position there, what I want you to do now is go into an anticipation. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull back like this. You're going to roll your shoulders back and roll the arms up. So just watch this for a second. Go into your normal standing pose. Okay, so watch what happens to the different parts of the body here when she goes into her anticipation. Okay, go into the anticipation. Okay, notice what happens. There are three things that take place. One is really subtle because she's not exaggerating it, and you do need to exaggerate this type of stuff. So go back into your normal pose. Okay, go up again, watch the hips. Okay, see the rotation on the hips and the bending of the leg there? Okay, that could be exaggerated a little bit more because actually in the pose that you just went into, you changed what you did from what you did before. So pull your shoulders back, and hands up. So you're into this pose here. So when you do this, okay, you got to push your hips forward in order to counterbalance. Okay, so the action that's taking place here is you're starting off in a normal position like this. You're then going to go up like this into your anticipation. So you counterbalance with your shoulders going back. You counterbalance with your hip going forward. Right. So that's the pose that we want to go into. Second is the shoulder rotation. The shoulders are rotating back in this direction here on an arc from the fulcrum point, which is the hips. Right? So we got the hips going forward, shoulders going back in this direction and up slightly, and then the arms, which arms back down again. So watch the path of action on the hand. See the arc that it's following there? And notice the curve on the arm. So when you go back down to your start position, okay, we still have that S curve running through the hand there. What's happening is shoulders going back, hands coming up, so the elbow doesn't move as much. It's the shoulder that's moving up and back a little bit. Elbows come up, but it's the hands that are really moving quite a bit. Okay, so draw this pose here. Hold it. Don't twitch. This will be the 1 hour pose. What?
Go back for models.
At least you're not lifting the box. Oh, come on. My hands are so heavy. That's a very heavy bracelet you got on it. Okay, now stay there because I just want to step into the next pose. For the next person who's going to be coming up, you're next. Okay, so from this pose, what now is going to happen is if you start to go down, okay, see the rotation? Okay, so the hips are going back, shoulders go forward, and the hands do the seaweed or the tail, right? Okay. All right, so come on up. Thanks, Lana. Oh yeah, sure. You got a volunteer. You just snatched the pose, man. Okay, so go into the anticipation pose. Okay, and down. Okay, right to there. Okay, but what you want to do is you don't want to do the hands this way. I'm just going to do the posable Barbie thing here. I'm going to do this. Okay, so we're going to get the hands going up. So if you're going like that to grab down. Okay, so bend over just a little bit more. Yep, bend your knees. Okay, so you're going to have to do the squat thing. Okay, there we go. Get that hand. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Hold that pose right there. Snap. That's the pose. Hold it. Are you nervous?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember what's taking place here. We're getting a little bit of a buckling in the knees. The hips move back, okay, because we're now going in the opposite direction. We're pushing the shoulders over and down, so we got a counterbalance with the butt here. And then we're doing the seaweed action, or the tail and the ball bounce. Get the hands to come down. Just hold it for a couple more seconds. Now we're not too worried in this pose here of the relationship between the feet and the box, because she's really pulled away a little bit. So you can adjust that later on, but just be aware of it. Okay, a couple more seconds. Okay, that's great. Good. Okay, now it's your turn. Okay, so this is going to be the one where we actually get down and put hands underneath the box, right? So get your feet on either side, so you're in the proper position there. So what I want you to do now is, well, you don't actually have to put your fingers underneath.
Okay.
I don't want you to crush your fingers.
Right.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to follow that path of action where you're going to go up, down, and the grab pose. So you're right into there, right?
Okay.
So you want to look at positioning of the knees in relationship to the arms. Now this is something that's adjustable as well, okay? So if you just adjust yourself a little bit more, push your feet, yep, so you're right up over right there, and then go down into the position again, okay? See how everything changes now, the dynamics of the line that's going through here, which is going to be the point that's going to be pulling the box up, it makes it stronger now. So it also gives us a point where our counterbalance here with our butt, when we go to that next position, we can pop our butt out a little bit. For no, you get down there. All right. I didn't say get come out of that pose. Okay, so from this position here, this is the point that I'm trying to make here, is you've got to be careful that your feet get placed in the proper position in relationship to the object that you're going to be lifting. So if you don't have it in the proper position, what's going to end up happening is it's going to make for a very awkward lift. It'll start to cause the box to look like it has no weight. So let me just move this out of the way here. So keep your pose so they can keep drawing. So when I go into this position here with this box, let's say I've got the box here like this and I go down into this position here. If I put my feet back further here, it's going to make it more difficult for that box to come up off the ground. Because I don't have enough counterbalance here, I'd have to throw my butt way out like this. But if I come over here in order to pull it straight up and down, it's almost impossible to get up off the ground here because I can't pull in this direction. Okay? So we've got to be very, very careful of where we place ourselves in relationship to the box. Okay, that's good. Whew, that was hard, wasn't it?